Hello, mates, and welcome to Twisted Chamber. I'm Natasha.
I'm Kat.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing really well.
Yes. I hope everyone had a good week or weekend.
Yes.
What did you do?
I don't remember.
I went axe throwing.
Oh, yes, I know you did.
Yes. I was very good at it.
I can only imagine that you were.
Yeah. It felt really nice.
Oh, okay. Were they big axes or little? Or?
Well, they were, normal little axes,
okay.
Nothing too big because not like a lumberjack axe, nothing like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
Nice.
So I hit it a couple of times.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I might look into doing it again because I loved it so much.
Oh, okay, cool. I think I would be rubbish.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good. I'm not very good at aiming. Like,
no.
I would be crap with a gun. Not that I want a gun.
No.
It's just...
No.
But if we were going to go to the firing range, I think I would be rubbish.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun though.
Okay.
It was good.
I bet.
Fun.
I bet.
Anyways,
yes.
So what is the plan today?
The plan today is you have a story.
I do have a story today.
Very good.
Yes.
Yes.
But before we get into that, I finished Dahmer.
Oh yeah. I feel like I need a bell.
Hey,
I feel like I need a bell.
I had to tell everyone because the last episode and that little Q&A that we did.
Yes.
I hadn't finished it.
No, you hadn't, had you?
No.
So, okay, what did you think of the ending?
Oh my God, the ending. It was, I feel like happy, but also sad all at the same time.
It very much. I did feel a little bit sorry for him. And I actually, my opinion, which is a strong opinion that I have, I feel like I wish that he hadn't have been killed. Not because of justice and things like that, but because I feel like they should have studied him.
Yes. What a great science experiment.
Oh my God.
What a great experiment.
Yes. No, but I mean, they kept John Wayne Gacy's brain.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
They sliced it around and they found nothing.
Well, I think, what are they going to find? You know what I mean? A tumor, or I don't know. Does the brain, I don't think you could see that through a scan, or if you dissect it. That's something, like, it's like trying to find your personality, isn't it?
Yes.
Where, you know what I mean? How do you know who that person was in life and what he was like and what he was like to his family and his friends? You don't know.
No, you don't.
You can't dissect that.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah, which is why you keep a prisoner alive and you put them in a cage and you observe and you talk and you, find out.
Psychotherapy.
Yes. And if I could be hired to do that job.
Oh, I'd love to look into that.
Yeah, me too.
It fascinates me. It really does.
Yes, that would be, so I'd be beauty therapist by day,
yeah,
podcaster on a Monday, and then on a Friday I'm going to interview criminals.
You know, I think we do quite a lot. You know, by watching.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could. I would love to say I could do it, but will my mind let me do it in real life? Yeah,
I think you have to find a place.
Yeah, you have to be a strong person.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah. Because the lady that interviewed Jeffrey Dahmer, if people have watched the Jeffrey Dahmer tapes.
Yep, that's what we talked about.
That's what we talked about. So the lady that interviewed him, she said that she had to become his friend and make sure that he felt okay for him to share it so that she could get all of the information out. I mean, the man did horrific things. Imagine trying to pretend that you guys are buddies.
Yeah, I know, that's a different place.
It's a different kind of friendship.
Yeah, that's a different conversation. Really?
Oh,
that's not a hi, how are you?
No.
Is it?
No, it's please tell me how you ate this guy.
Yeah. Oh, lovely conversation. Anyways, I have a very cool story.
Very good.
So as we go off of Dahmer again, so interesting. But yes, I have a story today.
Okay.
It has a little bit of a paranormal.
Oh, love it.
Right? And a little bit of true crime.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ask questions during If
Of
you feel
course,
it.
I'm actually, sorry, I'm so annoying. I should have opened my pad up earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry.
While you hear paper crackling in the background.
Sound effects, everybody.
Oh, that freaks me out.
Sorry.
That ASMR.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, I can't handle it. It takes me to another place.
It's when, yeah, I'm not very good at the whole giving a microphone facial. I'm sorry for anybody out there that does it, and obviously people enjoy it, and everyone else that enjoys it, that's fine. I do facials for a living. Like, you don't put that stuff on a microphone. Sorry. Right.
You also don't whisper like this.
Sounds like some kind of hi.
Hey.
Yeah, 800.
I just can't. I can't relax with the anxiety that I have. I can't relax. How does that relax?
It's like someone whispering.
Could you imagine someone like whispering in your ear?
Like you're stood there,
You
and
know?
someone's like, I would be like, oh!
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Hey, today we're gonna go ahead and make this recipe. First hour. I know, I'm taking the joke too far. Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
so
Back to murder.
Back to murder. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, Natasha. This story is going to start with the Bowman family. Dad, Brian Andrews, and his girls, Annie and Jessica. One day, the phone rang. The girls answered, and on the other end of the line was Daniel Le Plante. He said he got their number from a friend at the same school they went to. Annie and Daniel continued chatting with each other for several days. Danny described himself as being blonde, athletic, and handsome. Annie thought he sounded like a catch. So they decided to go out for ice cream at a local fair. When Daniel arrived, he was not who he said he was.
Okay.
He had dark hair, looked completely unkept and dirty. Gross. Mm-hmm. Poor Annie was shocked. She got catfished. For sure, she just got catfished. Oh, no. The poor girl, right? Could you imagine? Hey, we've had long distance relationships. We have.
Can you just for a minute imagine turning up and being, this is not who you said you were?
Like, look, I'm sure everyone on here that's listening has seen Catfish.
Yes.
On MTV.
Oh my God, I used to watch it all the time.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's hilarious and so sad. Okay. So think of this happening in, this is in 86, by the way. I do apologize.
Okay.
I did not tell you the date.
Oh, 86.
This is 86. So this is like, a circular cord on, this isn't cordless phone days.
It's not, is it? It's a phone book.
Yes.
Looking in the phone book.
This is like Yellow Pages.
Yes.
Back in the day.
Phone is stuck to the wall somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Kids, if you don't know, back in the day when we had to, call someone.
Yeah.
There was a cord. It was like a little spiral and it was connected to your wall.
Yeah.
And then you had to press all those big old buttons.
Yeah, or if it was really unfortunate, you had one of those circular ones. Took you about 10 hours to dial the phone number.
It was great though.
And then back again.
Oh,
yeah.
I do miss it. Anyways.
Okay.
Right, she got catfished. I'm sorry. Back to the story. But she decided she would still go out with him. Oh dear.
How nice.
While hanging out, Daniel was making her feel very uncomfortable, asking inappropriate questions after she had mentioned her mom had passed from cancer. And Daniel continued to ask things like, how did she suffer? His odd behavior freaked her out, so she decided to cut their night short and go home. She never wanted to see him again, and the calls stopped. She didn't see him after that.
Okay.
1 week later, the girls were reminiscing about their mom, and because they missed her so much, they decided to try and contact her through a Ouija board. They took the board down to the basement, right? I have to say, I'm gonna laugh because if you're gonna take a Ouija board down to the basement, you are scared of nothing.
That's very true. Basements
You-
are so creepy.
That's the scariest place to pull out a Ouija board and play with it,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyways, through Ouija board, they took the board down to the basement, and there tried their best to talk with their mother from beyond the grave, but got no answer. But later that night, as they slept, they were awoken by rhythmic tapping on their bedroom walls. They thought their mom had come to give them a sign. But as time went on, the tapping and knocking got worse, only while their dad was at work.
Okay.
So only while the girls were at home alone, they heard these noises.
Wow.
They thought it could be a demon because their mom wouldn't be tormenting them like this. The girls were obviously scared.
Wow.
What have they opened themselves up to? That would be a question for
Yeah.
sure. What did you just open a door to that
Yeah.
you don't understand? One day, while the girls were at home alone, they heard a big commotion in the basement. So cautiously, they decided to go and check it out. Written on the wall in blood red were the words, "I'm back, come and find me." Well, after Annie and Jessica saw that, they ran, after they saw that, they ran to the neighbor's house to wait for their dad to come home, as you do, right? That's a smart decision, girls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, very good.
Yeah. When Brian arrived back home, the neighbor waved him down to say the girls were scared and at his house. Brian, being a complete skeptic, heard the girl's story and decided to go into the house to prove there was nothing going on in the house. His thought was his girls have gone through so much in their life that they're trying to branch out into different avenues and cause trouble because their mom had passed away. So he's thinking, I'm going to put my kids into therapy. They're obviously grieving, which is why they're making all this fake paranormal story up. When Brian walked in the house was in complete disarray. He saw the words written on the wall and thought that the girls had gone through great lengths to prove that there was a ghost in the house. But in Annie's bedroom, there was a new written statement on the wall. Marry me. There must be someone in this house, he thought. As he turned, he saw a boy stood in Annie's bedroom wearing his dead wife's dress, makeup, and a blonde wig.
Oh my.
And in his hand, he held an axe. They both had a scuffle, and in the chaos, the boy in the dress happened to get away, but very quickly, which was strange. So he just disappeared.
Oh.
You just saw a boy in your kid's bedroom, dressed in your dead wife's dress. Crazy.
Wig and axe.
Dear Lord. Okay, and he's just disappeared in your house.
Wow.
Or disappeared. Period.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
No idea where he is.
Okay, he's gone.
Yeah. When the police came, they searched the house and found the writing on the wall was written in ketchup. In Annie's room, they found a hidden crawl space behind the cupboard. When they opened the hidden hatch, curled up in a ball was Daniel Le Plante.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Could you imagine? I want everyone to think about this for a second. That kid called that house, suck out that girl, and is now the police are taking him out of your house in your mom's clothes and a wig. Yeah. I want everyone to really think about that for a second.
I'm thinking about it.
Ooh, yikes. Yeah. Once Le Plante had been removed from the scene, to their horror, they discovered that Le Plante had been living inside the walls of their home. The passageway which they discovered Le Plante in had been tunneled around to other areas of the house. There were a handful of peepholes dotted around so that Le Plante could observe Annie Andrews from whichever room she was in. It was clear that Le Plante had been pretending to be the ghost of their mother so he could torment the girls. He wanted them to find him in the bedroom dressed as their mom to scare them or worse. He had an axe in his hand. Who knows what he would have done? Daniel Le Plante spent 1 year in prison for that.
Wow.
And once he got released, he got right back into petty crime, like burglary, which is what he was doing before. During one of those home invasions, he took 2 handguns. Daniel, probably feeling invincible, then broke into, excuse me if I say this last name wrong, into the Gustersons' household, where Priscilla and her 2 young children, Abigail and William, were alone. When husband and father Andrew Garrison got home, he was met with a horrific scene. His wife was face down in a blood-stained bed. She had been raped and shot multiple times in the head. He then found his children drowned in separate bathrooms. They were 5 and 8 years old. 5 and 8. The police were now on a manhunt for Daniel Le Plante. He tried to flee, but in the process, he kidnapped another woman and stole her car. Thankfully, this woman was able to escape, and he was spotted by a civilian who recognized his picture from the news. Police then rushed to the scene and found Daniel hiding in a dumpster. Daniel Le Plante was sentenced to 3 life sentences and is still alive in prison today. Unlike his victims, he so savagely and viciously tormented and brutally killed.
Wow. Wow.
That is my story today.
Wow.
Can you believe?
That's a creepy story.
That's a scary story.
It's a scary, creepy story. Where is he from?
So he is from, Minnesota.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna double check.
Nope, absolutely fine.
It was something with a,
With an M.
yes.
Okay.
The
whole living in the walls thing, that's intense.
That's intense.
So I wonder if he was living in the walls before he made the phone call.
No, he wasn't living in the walls before the phone call. He then, because she didn't want to talk to him again, he continued to seek this teenager out.
Wow.
Which is really scary.
It's very scary.
Massachusetts, I'm sorry. Townsend, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So yeah, so, you know, and to be Annie in that situation.
To see that.
To get catfished as well, you know, the poor young girl, you know, they're teenage age, you know.
Yeah.
You know, 15. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's, yeah, and then the mum's dress and the wig and the axe.
Yes.
I mean, that must have been the weirdest sight to see. Like, can you
imagine, right? Going into your kid's bedroom, right? Seeing ketchup on the wall, saying, "Marry me." Number 1, weird.
Who was he asking? Dad?
No, that was for the kids.
Oh, but I just wondered the link between the mum's dress.
Because he was pretending to be the ghost of their mother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's just got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
She's just got it, ladies and gentlemen.
So the Ouija board?
Yes,
he knew?
He figured out that they had a Ouija board.
That just got a whole other level of creepy.
He had been watching. He had been watching them.
Oh, no. Get out.
What? sometimes, you know, you can't get out. And because the kids went and played with the Ouija board, which children, please don't play with Ouija boards, you know?
Yeah.
So he played on it. He played on it, which is why the girls were meant to walk into that bedroom. They were meant to find Daniel Le Plante there with an axe in his hand, dressed as their mom, but the dad walked in instead.
Oh, and please, the girls didn't walk in.
Well, obviously, the man
Yeah.
was carrying an axe, you know, and while the two men were like going at each other,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. And then
he just crawled away. Think about that for a second, right? Think about that, having someone like rush away and then disappear in your house, and you have no idea what's going on. Like that's some scary, that's some scary movie shit right there.
That is, yeah, just to vanish,
you know. And I'm thinking like creeping, like that crawly, yeah, that like Hereditary, crawly,
yes,
and like disappearing in your house. Yeah, this story was a lot for me.
That's a very difficult story.
Yeah.
And then the murders.
Yeah, he did that only a year after he got out of prison a year after for committing trespassing. It would be trespassing, right? And other things, because
he was creepy.
He was scary. There's peepholes all around your house. You find that out. Could you imagine finding out that someone was living in the walls of your house and had peepholes all around your house?
Just like while you're in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like he was obviously home invasion, trespassing, peeping in holes, went to prison for the year. Then they let him out, and
look at how he advanced.
Yeah, he did.
Look at how fast that went.
Yeah.
Because this was not like a year after or anything like that. This was like a couple of weeks after he had gotten out of prison. He went right back into burglary. He went right back into stalking girls.
No. You know what? They should be like a village. Like you come out of prison and you go in a village and it's got houses and shops and stuff. And then you're in this village for a while. And if you step out of line in the village, you then go back into prison. Because
then you go back into prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put him in a village, Tash. That's a solution.
But
with no bars, no.
Well, maybe stone walls. And they're really high.
She's making a fort.
I'm making a fort, and in the fort, there's nobody else but criminals in there.
Oh,
it's like
so a prison. So you're legit describing,
but more
prison.
like a village where there's a shop and there's a supermarket and there's neighbors.
Hey, they have all those things in prison. They got neighbors.
Yeah,
you know.
I feel like if you are deemed anything stalkerish,
that's not a crime. Unfortunately, that's not a crime.
It should be.
Of course it should be. You know, this is why things escalate, because of the stalking.
Oh my God, people need to be watched. People need to be watched a bit better. I mean, you know, and also
this was in the 80s.
I know.
When this happened.
I suppose nowadays it's different, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well, I don't think it is that different. In some woman's sense, I don't think that's very different. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
There are certain steps now when you release from prison, isn't there? You get tagged. Some people get tagged. Some people have to.
Look, I'm not going to say anything nice about those things.
Okay.
Because even people that are tagged,
I know they still do.
They still do horrible things.
I know. I don't know. Maybe I should be in charge of the justice system.
Oh, we can only hope. We can only hope. Everyone, she'll build a village, okay? And she'll put a wall around it.
It'll be a fort.
Okay, a fort. I apologize. We're gonna call it Fort Prison Natasha. No.
No. Fort, prison, step 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
in
so
brackets.
there's steps.
Yeah.
Now?
In brackets, I'm thinking you better behave your ass, otherwise you're going back.
You're going back to prison, motherfuckers.
Back to prison.
Get back in there.
Get some stepping.
It sucks though, doesn't it?
It does.
Because he did come out
Mm.
and then he attacked another woman, and it just kind of
it's a sad it's a sad escalation of his original.
Exactly. You know, look at
Yes.
how far he went in the previous, but because he didn't harm anybody,
Yeah.
his sentence wasn't going to be that much longer.
No.
And I don't think, as you know, as Daniel Le Plante, I don't, because he was also very young when he did this. I don't know his exact age, because I don't care to know his exact age when he did those horrible things. You know what I mean?
Definitely teenage.
You know, definitely teenage age, but he shall rot in prison.
He shall.
You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
you got out of prison for doing a creepy thing because you're a creep and you're peeping in someone's house and running around there.
Yeah.
You know what film that reminds me of?
What?
Is The Boy.
Oh yeah.
You know, in The Boy, I don't know if anyone out there has seen it before, but there's this doll, and it turns out that it's a man in the house and he's living in the walls. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
But real, because it happened. This isn't like, you know, a horror film.
Yeah, no, because there's also another one, and I can't remember. I think they covered it on Scared to Death. A bat or a Spider-Man, or the original Spider-Man. He was living in the attic in the cobwebs, but in the small attic space.
Stop.
And he would come down and he'd move things in the house, and then when the family were out, people would see his like shadow in like the window, and then he'd scurry back up to his little loft hatch. People, check your lofts.
Once again, Daniel Le Plante also moved things in the house, and the kids were obviously figuring it out, but they thought it was their mom.
The tapping, that was him tapping.
That was him tapping on her bedroom wall. In her bedroom wall, shall I say? In her wall. Because he was skirting around like a little rat. The rat that he is. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting, buddy.
Freaking out.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yes. Yes. I'm just literally, I'm like, what happens if I go high with
anyone that isn't watching this on YouTube, Tash looks mortified right now. I think I freaked her out.
I'm just having a hard time with just dealing with somebody living in the walls, and then the fact that he then went on and did horrendous things. That's
yeah, like he went into someone's house, raped her, shot her, and then drowned her children.
Drowned the children
in separate bathtubs. So he did it twice. He didn't just take both of them and, you know, get it done in one go. No, he did it twice. You're a freak.
Yeah.
You're a freak.
Awful. 3 life sentences.
3 life sentences. You deserved it. Bye-bye.
Hole somewhere.
Wow. He's alive.
Yes.
He's alive, unfortunately, in prison for doing what he did. I know. I have to say, everyone on YouTube watching this, oh my god, do you like
yes.
Oh my god, do you like our Halloween?
Yeah, if you're not on YouTube watching this, skip on over and have a little look at our like Halloween theme.
Yeah. We have a little pumpkin. And we lit candles.
We did like atmospheric. I feel like we could be summoning a demon.
I hope not. Please stay away from my house.
If there's anybody out there, just give us a knock. 1 knock for yes, and 2 knocks for no.
Daniel Le Plante, get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Oh dear. Yes.
Well, I guess we are gonna do another fan story, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We do have a fan story from a lady called Jane. She contacted me a little while ago actually, and we had a little bit of back and forward, and she actually, when I said to her, you know, we're looking forward to reading your story. And she said she's excited and that she wants this to serve as a warning to other people, to make sure that they don't make the same mistake that she did. Same mistake that she did by bringing the cross thing back into her house.
What cross thing?
So in the story, there's a thing. So she wants this to serve as a warning that if you are somewhere, a cemetery, church, an old place, and you see something that looks awful and gives you a bad vibe, do not bring that thing home. Trust your instinct and do not bring it home. But not everybody is like that.
No, not everyone is like that.
No.
That's like going to the Grand Canyon and taking a rock. Don't you take a rock from the Grand Canyon?
I've never been. I collect rocks.
It's beautiful. We all collect rocks, okay? Every cool girl will collect rocks.
So, is there like a law that you can't take a stone from the Grand Canyon?
Well, there's not a law, but in my opinion, because it's such an old place,
I will be taking a stone.
There's some serious vibes.
Although, after reading this story, I might not be taking anything from anywhere.
See?
Yes. Well, when did we go to that White Hall? No, that place where we walked for miles. And it has a...
Sorry, we went, when was this?
We did our charity walk for cancer.
Yeah, we did. I forgot most of the places we went.
White Horse Hill.
Oh, White Horse Hill, yes.
And the Roman Road up to that thing.
That is the Roman Road.
Yeah, I took stones from that road.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no.
I did.
I wouldn't.
I did. I think I even gave one to Wally.
Oh, no.
I think I did, yeah.
Okay, no. I wouldn't have one of those just because that road is too ancient for me. And the same with the Grand Canyon. Okay.
Well, no Romans have appeared in my house, so I think we're okay.
That's good.
Okay, right.
Let's go.
Back to the story. Right then. So yeah, this is served as a warning. I obviously didn't listen previously to this story, but I'm probably going to listen afterwards. It's entitled Demon in the Home. Okay, here we go. My ex and I were rock hunting in a mining ghost town. The ghost town itself has an interesting backstory. The whole town was evacuated due to cyanide hitting the water table. It became a super fun sight. Oddly enough, no one in the area has ever met anyone from that town, even though it was shut down in the late 80s. And it's very close to where I live. You'd think that you would meet somebody from Gilman, and it's just odd. We came across a very odd cross-like item made of some kind of large bone and iron. For some unknown reason, I decided to keep it and bring it home, even though it gave off a terrible vibe. Another strange thing that happened while we were out there was that we also found a grinder. Now, a grinder, just for reference, is one of those metal power tools with the flats. I know.
It's really hard to explain, but my head went somewhere else.
I know exactly where your head went.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not that kind of grinder. Okay. It's like a normal, if you were to polish metal or wood, like a sander, like a kind of grinder like that. It had obviously been out here for years, in possibly decades. We took that too. We were hanging out in the kitchen when we decided to test it. The switch was off, and yet when we plugged it in, it turned straight on and flew out of my ex-boyfriend's hands and almost cutting my toe off. This was just the beginning. The night I came upstairs and he was staring out of the window and he said, "This is going to sound crazy, but the street lights are responding to me, turning on and off when I asked questions." Sure as shit, he showed me. It was creepy. I made him stop, and when he did stop, the light stayed on. A few nights later, we'd go to a bar. We were just getting ready to leave, and he had to run back in the bar to grab his coat. All of a sudden, I felt this push from behind hard, and I landed on my face. So hard, my shoe flew off. No one was out there, and when he came out, he found me crying and bleeding on the floor. and couldn't find my shoe. He was inside for maybe 30 seconds. After this weird push, I told my bestie while she was at my house that I had acquired a weird iron bone cross thing. She took one look at it and froze, then freaked out, saying, "What the fuck is that? I need to get rid of it." So we threw it in the river, and weird shit did not stop. A month or so later, I heard growling coming from the top of the stairs, and I'm the only one in the house with my dog by my side. My son would also come home, and he'd go upstairs and find the TV on, even though nobody was in the house and it was switched off when we left. This happened several times. I told my friend Mikey about all the weirdness. We were sitting in the living room, which was connected to the kitchen, and he was telling me he didn't believe any of the shit then, and the faucet in the kitchen turned on itself. I said, "See?" He goes to investigate and took off when he realised it had no way turned on its own. My son had experienced intense cold and smells at the top of the stairs, and he said he kept seeing someone at the top of the stairs right outside of his bedroom, and it smelled real bad. It all came to head when the wall at the top of the stairs magically caught on fire, and the smell, good Lord, it was terrible, and it didn't burn the rest of the house down. The house was rigged directly to the fire department, so they got there real fast. No one was home when it happened. The fire department said faulty electrical, but they couldn't give us an explanation as to what exactly was faulty. I was sick for months on end. Every time I ate, I threw it back up. Doctors couldn't tell me what was wrong, and after numerous tests, just told me to stay on a liquid diet. I lost almost 20 pounds. I think it was probably fear mixed with anxiety, but maybe what was in my house was making me sick. We ended up moving, and I wish I could say that it ended there. It didn't. It wasn't until after we moved out of the second place that things subsided. Let me know if you use this. Thanks for listening, ladies. Jane.
Oh my God, thank you, Jane.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
The sickness for me.
Yeah.
That would freak me out if I was feeling physically sick enough to go to a doctor and ask what is wrong with me. I hope she feels better now.
I hope she feels better now. Yeah, I hope. Well, she said I did email her to ask her if she could give us some more details about the second lot of stuff that happened in the second house before it stopped. She didn't message me back just yet, but if she does, or if and when she does, I will give an update to this little story so we can see what continued to happen, because obviously, yeah.
I would not want anything to continue to happen for me.
No.
Not with a demon that reeks your house out.
And then for the son to be out to see a shadowy figure outside the bedroom door at night.
Yeah, no. I would get out of that house immediately and throw sage everywhere and rocks. Just throw rocks in there.
Just rocks, say everything.
Get all those crystals.
Every single thing. Yep.
You throw them on them there, and you tent outside.
Yes. Yes.
I would tent outside.
I just would like to move, but the cross that she brought home, I mean, you threw it in the river, but obviously it was too late by then for the whatever was attached to the cross had obviously then attached itself to the house, possibly.
Well, you've already given it a vessel, haven't you?
Yes.
You've taken it inside somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unless you get it out, it is going to stay in there. Yeah, no, I can't.
Yeah, no. I remember years ago, I was at like primary school, junior school, kindergarten, I don't know what that would be equivalent to. I was at primary school, and my uncle took me for a walk, and we walked all around Thatcher, and we ended up in the cemetery, and we were looking around in the cemetery in Thatcher. It's got some really, really old graves, and some of them have got these pretty green stones in the middle of the grave, and they were lovely. So I picked a handful up and I brought them home with me. And it wasn't until the next day, I think I brought them into school, and somebody had said something, and my teacher said that they're not to be taken, you should need to take them back, because they belong to the person that the grave is. And I remember that night I didn't sleep, But I went next day. I rode my bike and I went to the cemetery and I put the stones back on the grave where I got them from
Yep.
because I freaked out.
Well, that was a smart move. I think that was a smart move, buddy. I have a hard time even stepping in to graveyards without stepping on the path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. I feel a little wiggly.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine finding like a bone as well? It was bone and iron, a bone and iron cross.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take that home. I think she's pretty ballsy to take a cross, period, home. A cross. Please don't take that. There's something in there, or I don't know, someone touched it.
Someone did something.
Oh,
yeah. Well, thanks for the story, Jane.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jane.
Very much. Yes,
I enjoyed that.
It was very good.
Yeah.
I do like I'm building up towards Halloween, so we now have a demon in the house.
Yeah,
and then I'm building up to like extra spooky ones over the next few weeks. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So if anyone has a paranormal story, send us your story on our email address, which is twistedchamber@yahoo.com.
Perfect.
Or DM us on Instagram. I love Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is Instagram is
there is TikTok also.
Yeah.
How many other things do we have?
Oh, we're on everything. Literally at the top of our Instagram, we have a Linktree link. So if you click on that, it will list all of our stuff. And recently, which is very exciting, Amazon are now hosting our podcast, and so is Audible. So if you have an Audible membership, you can listen to our podcast on there as well. So we're everywhere, really.
Yeah, we're like everywhere now.
Yeah, we have a Facebook group as well.
Yes, we have a Facebook group. Yes, which is nice.
It's lovely. But yeah, everything is on our Linktree app. Also, if you are watching the video, we would really appreciate it if you subscribed and liked the video, because
like it.
Yeah.
That was my little sound effect for you guys.
One time when I've learned all my editing skills, when we do that, something will say subscribe in the middle.
Yeah,
that's my hope.
When we're like editors, you know.
Dot Productions.
Dot Productions.
Yes, that will be our production company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that sounds great. I would love to have Dot Productions.
There we go.
You know.
Exactly that.
But yeah, everyone, thank you for listening in.
Yep. And enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the spooky season.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're almost at Halloween. This is exciting.
Very exciting.
But yeah, thanks, inmates.
Perfect. We will let you go now. Next time you won't be so lucky. Bye.
See ya.